Open source and AI progress. Myth, reality, and trade-offs. In the ongoing debate over artificial intelligence, few topics spark as much passion as the question of whether cutting-edge models should be open-sourced or kept proprietary. This debate came to a crescendo in early 2025 when DeepSeek unveiled a model that rivaled OpenAI's best systems, reigniting global conversations about the costs and benefits of open-source AI. Yann LeCun, chief AI scientist at Meta, argued that the correct takeaway from DeepSeek's performance was not that China was surpassing the US in AI, but rather that open-source models are surpassing proprietary ones. Yann LeCun noted that DeepSeek had been able to move so quickly in part because its work built on Meta's openly released AI model, Llama. Interestingly, when I asked DeepSeek to confirm this, the model denied the connection and insisted it was developed independently. I documented it in another video, which can be found on this channel. The success of DeepSeek prompted OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman to publicly question whether his company had been on the wrong side of history by moving away from open source. In August 2025, OpenAI officially released two new open-weight models, GPT-OS 120B and GPT-OS 20B. These were the company's first fully open-weight releases since GPT-2 in 2019, marking a significant return to openness after several years of closed model development. This move was widely celebrated by the open-source community. Yet, the overall and broader industry trend tells a different story. Also in 2025, Alibaba's AI division introduced Qwen 3 Max Preview, its first model exceeding 1 trillion parameters. While the Qwen brand had previously gained attention for its open-source releases, this flagship system was kept proprietary and made available only through Alibaba's own platforms. Let's review the history of AI development. Indeed, other tech giants have made similar shifts. OpenAI, once known for its open ethos, released early models like GPT-2 in 2019 but stopped publishing full model weights with the arrival of GPT-3 in 2020, citing safety concerns. Critics, including Elon Musk, argued that commercial motives played a significant role in this turn away from openness. Musk filed a lawsuit in 2024 claiming that OpenAI had breached its original agreement to develop artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity. Google is another good example. Google DeepMind's early research, like DeepQ Learning and AlphaGo, was published in detail, and some code was shared with the community. But as models like AlphaFold and Gemini emerged, Google's approach has become more guarded. For instance, AlphaFold's trained weights were released in 2021, but Gemini is entirely proprietary, only available through Google Cloud. This shows a shift away from full transparency toward commercial control. Similarly, Anthropic began by emphasizing constitutional AI and responsible alignment, but despite its focus on safety and public trust, its most capable model, Claude Sonnet, is not open-sourced. By the same token, Meta initially released Llama 1 and later Llama 2 openly, branding itself as the open-source alternative to OpenAI. However, by Llama 3 released in 2024, the company restricted distribution more tightly, requiring applications and approval for access, and reserving full control over the largest and most powerful models. Some industry watchers see this as a soft reversal, not fully closed, but certainly no longer a completely open release. The pattern is clear. Many leading AI companies start with open-source contributions to build credibility, attract talent, and encourage adoption, but as their systems grow into the multi-hundred billion or even trillion parameter range, demanding massive investment and raising safety and security concerns, they increasingly close off access to their frontier models. To me, the concept of open source has parallels with socialist ideals, in that both rest on an optimistic view of human nature. They assume that individuals will willingly contribute their time, skills, and resources for the benefit of the broader community, while also sharing the outcomes so that everyone can benefit equally. The end of the Cold War offers an important lesson. Human behavior is often guided by self-interest, and much of societal progress has been propelled not solely by ideals, but by the incentives and competitive forces embedded within market economies. When a company invests billions of dollars into building a state-of-the-art model, only to see others freely adopt the technology, fine-tune it, and potentially create cheaper or even superior versions, the incentive to continue making such massive investments inevitably weakens. In the long run, this dynamic can stifle innovation rather than accelerate it. Another major concern surrounding open source is security and misuse. On one hand, prominent figures such as Geoffrey Hinton and Elon Musk have repeatedly warned about the dangers of releasing powerful AI technologies without safeguards. On the other hand, many open-source advocates tend to downplay or overlook the risks that such tools could fall into the wrong hands, resulting in a disaster beyond our imagination. Open-source software is accessible not only to researchers and innovators aiming to create beneficial applications, but also to state actors or malicious users in places like Russia, Iran, North Korea, or our own country who may pursue very different goals. A striking example is Deep Nude, a controversial deepfake application. Released in June 2019, Deep Nude can digitally undress women in photographs, generating fake nude images within seconds. Deep Nude is based on generative adversarial networks, GANs, a technique first developed by Ian Goodfellow and colleagues in 2014. Digitally removing clothing is not the original intention of GAN. No one could foresee this consequence. At that time, Yann LeCun praised GAN as the coolest idea in deep learning in the last 20 years. Similarly, Andrew Ng, the former chief scientist of China's Baidu, said that GAN is a significant and fundamental advance in AI, inspiring a growing global community of researchers. Deep Nude victimized numerous women, sparking widespread outrage. Under public pressure, the creator shut it down, but the damage was irreversible. Copycat versions and modified clones of Deep Nude continue to circulate online. Because GANs are open source and widely available, reproducing the underlying functionality is relatively easy for others. This case illustrates the double-edged nature of open source AI. While it accelerates innovation and democratizes access, it also decentralizes control, making it nearly impossible to prevent harmful or abusive applications from emerging. I am not arguing that the world should abandon open source altogether and move toward a fully proprietary future. Open source contributions have undeniably fueled rapid innovation, broadened participation, and enabled breakthroughs like those seen with DeepSeek. At the same time, the issues and risks associated with unrestricted access to powerful AI systems, such as discouraging massive investments, national security concerns, and misuse, cannot be ignored. Perhaps the most reasonable path forward lies somewhere in between. Releasing portions of code, frameworks, or smaller-scale models to encourage collaboration and community progress, while keeping the most advanced capabilities under closer control. Striking this balance may allow us to preserve the spirit of open innovation while also exercising the discretion needed to protect financial interests and safeguard long-term societal benefits, as Meta has done with Llama 3. What do you think? Should we continue to push for open-source development in AI, or is it time to pause and reflect on the potential downsides? I'd love to hear your perspective in the comments. If you found this video insightful, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with others. And if you're an instructor, feel free to use this material in your own courses. Thank you so much for watching. Mahalo.